Indian Navy's largest airbase, INS Hansa. Commissioned in 1961 at Dabolim, it is home to the Navy's premier air squadrons. INS 310 Cobras with Dornier 228 aircraft. INS 315 Winged Stallions with the long-range maritime patrol aircraft IL-38SD. INAS 339 Falcons with the airborne early warning Kamov 31 helicopter. INAS 303 Black Panthers and INAS 300 White Tigers with the supersonic carrier-borne MiG-28K fighters. And INAS 323 Harriers with the ALH Mk3 helicopters. "29-year-old Lieutenant Commander Mamata is an air operations officer at INAS 310. The squadron operates short-range maritime reconnaissance aircraft Dornier 228, which was inducted in the Navy in 1991. It is also the most decorated squadron with 1 Mahavir Chakra, 7 Veer Chakras, 1 Yudh Seva medal, among others.
This was your second posting.
Yes.
And you moved here at the Naval Air Base INS Hansa in 2021.
Yes.
Before that, where were you?
So I did my initial training after I joined Indian Naval Academy. I did my initial training. After that, I was posted to Naval Air Operations Officer, where I did my initial training on Dornier 228 itself. Then I opted for this aircraft. Then I got posted to INS Hansa. And then after that, I was transferred to INS 314. And then I was again transferred back here to Hansa in 2021.
And what was the experience like when you first started as the operations officer?
It was a very exciting thing, ma'am, because
Which year was that?
It was in year 2016. I finished my training in 2017 and got posted in Hansa in 2017. And so the experience has been extremely exhilarating. It's not the same thing again and again. It's a very dynamic situation because you don't know what kind of ships, submarines you're going to encounter overseas. So that is what I love the most about my job, that every day is not the same. It is very different. It is very exciting.
So, Mamata, you work as Naval Air Operations Officer.
Yes, ma'am.
How is that different from operations officer in say, an Indian Air Force or an Indian Army?
Yes, ma'am. So, as a Naval Air Operations Officer, my primary role is to operate the sensors on board our maritime patrol aircraft. I am a Dornier observer or a Naval Air Operations Officer. So, as a Dornier Air Naval Operations Officer, my role is to operate the maritime surveillance radar on board and the ESM system on board and the forward-looking infrared. So, we act as the eyes and ears of the fleet. We fly over the sea and then we do our missions. We also do search and rescue operations.
So, you're part of the crew?
Yes, ma'am, I'm definitely a part of the crew. So, there are 2 pilots, and in the Dornier aircraft, it can fly with 1 or 2 observers depending on the kind of mission that we are going for. So, I can be a tactical operator which operates the radar, or the ASM operator which is the sensor operator.
Over the years, INS Hansa has represented a crucial segment of Navy's combat power. Aircraft from Hansa augment the security of the entire western seaboard, including the offshore assets. They also carry out extensive surveillance. It's just another day at work for Lieutenant Commander Pavan Yadav.
Check towing arm connected.
This 27-year-old air operations officer from Haryana was commissioned in 2016.
Brakesman man the aircraft.
His journey in the forces began with the INA in 2012.
INAS 339. What is the significance of that number?
Ma'am, these numbers are allocated on the basis of the role of the squadron. And it is the only squadron of Indian Navy which is training cum operational squadron for Kamov 31 helicopters. Ma'am.
So when you say it's a state-of-the-art, one-of-its-kind aircraft, and all of you who operate this are called Falcons.
Yes, ma'am.
And why was that title given to you?
Falcons, just like a falcon flying above the sky or sea, keeps an eye what is happening. So that is the role we do. We keep an eye. So we are also known as falcons, eyes in the sky. So that is why we are known as falcons or eyes in the sky.
And you come from Haryana. Your journey begins from INA in 2012. 10 saal ho gaya. How has it been?
Ma'am, I joined INA in 2012, and then after doing 4 years of ab initio training, I got commissioned in 2016. After that, we undergo a basic post completion training, and then during that period, I did my watchkeeping and other. And then I did my first appointment as executive officer INS Astadhani, which is a ship. And then I opted for aviation, where after my ab initio aviation training, I came into commerce, completed my conversion, and I'm doing a tenure as staff NAO in 339.
And again, as you said, how many hours have you flown, if I may ask you that?
More than 150 hours on this aircraft.
And you come from Haryana. Does your family visit you often?
Yes, ma'am. My family, my father is also in armed forces. He's currently serving in Indian Air Force and posted at Air Force Station Hasimara, West Bengal. So I'm totally into aviation from that age only. When I've stayed with my parents only. So every annual day or this Air Force used to come. They used to do air shows. So that motivated me to come to aviation.